Welcome back, everybody, to the West Coast. Our silage is at 97%, so we can almost give our cows some TMR. The cow prices are currently at 5,600. That is why, as a refresher, we are waiting for it to go down below the median of 5,000. And once it hits below that, then we will start sending my brother to and from the livestock farm to buy our dairy herd. We are at 300,000, and last time I checked, that is our max loan. Yep, that's our max loan. So we really have to try to save our money for buying our cattle, because it's kind of funny. We started out with the desire to buy a ton of cows, and we only have 18 so far. We got a ton of support equipment for the cattle, but I'm thinking that this next year we're really going to have to make a lot of extra bales to make up for the large equipment that we have in this shed over here and sell them off. So we'll look for that next year. That is really exciting. I'm really looking forward to trying out those. And anyway, right now, Fritz and Frederick are kind of sitting empty in the shed. Or not empty, useless in the shed. There's not a lot they can do around the farm in the winter. Fortunately, we still have Heidi, and we have our 2 new additions that we will go see. Now, where did I leave them? Let's... Okay, well, I gotta find them first. I can't remember. Where did I leave the Ford? Did I leave it back here? I think well, I know I left the... Wait. What? Okay, I was starting to have a panic attack like I didn't even buy him. Okay, there's the... I was corrected on the name. It is pronounced Manitou, at least in the areas that Farmer Dan and Luke Latham are from. They say it is pronounced Manitou. Manitou. So I will try to remember that. I was also corrected right as I started recording by good old Louie that I need to pronounce it as... Wait, I forget the right way. I used Blinker, and that's wrong. It is... Is it Signal? I think it's Signal. I don't remember the right way to say it. Oh goodness, I forget. I just remember the wrong way. Okay, where did we put our Ford? Anyway, while we're looking for the Ford, I thought, did I just walk by it and I not see it? We should discuss names. So there are a ton of suggestions for the Ford, a few for the Manitou, and where did I put the Ford? Oh, that's right. I've emptied the bale trail and I parked them there. So, as you can see, we have finished our construction projects. We've ferried all of the metal from our neighbor farm. This was a really cheap building that we bought from the neighbor. And we have completed our grain storage system, ready to go for next year. They wanted to get it finished before the cold winds and the snow came in. So they finished our grain system there. This will be a wonderful addition. I'm really looking forward to... let's just turn it on here. Activate silo system. It's all empty. Yeah, it says that I can store all those crops, but remember, I am role playing, and I can only store 3 different crops at a time based on the 3 different bins. And then I have edited the capacity in there, and I forget what I said the capacity was, but it's something like 1 million liters. Those are pretty big bins. It's actually a little bit bigger than I probably meant to, but I did, again, in case you're just tuning in, I measured the realistic volume on the inside of the shed with Giants Editor, and that's the volume that I made for our silo system. But for now, what was the button to turn this off? Oh, okay. Let's just turn it off. We don't need it. We'll keep the shed shut for now. All right. We don't need... Okay, so while we're here, this is the list of names for the Ford. I'm not sure. Can I put in 2 polls? I can't remember. If I can put in 2 polls, I will put in both of these options. If I can only put in one, we'll be using the Manitou more early this season, like in this episode. So we really have to decide on a name for that. So far, the names that I have copy and pasted from the YouTube. So I think I got all these correct, and I think that I didn't miss any, but... If I did, please forgive me and I can add it. But for now, the names for the Manitou are Macy, Manny, and then Manny spelled a different way, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Brigitte, or Brigitta? B-R-I-G, Bridget? Maybe Bridget. Is that the... I don't know how to say that. Bridget. Maybe Bridget. Is that how you pronounce Bridget? I think Bridget would be with a D, but that's our stupid English language. Yeah, I don't know the right way to say that, but anyway, that is what it would be. And then the options for this tractor right here are Terry, Billy, Carl, spelled either way, or he didn't suggest this for us, but the user who suggested this said that he uses T-Dub for his Ford. I thought that was hilarious. Henry Ford, Old Blue, the Big Blue, Eustace, or Donkey. So those are some very interesting names. There's several in there that are quite funny, even though if they don't perfectly fit. I don't know. I really like Terry or Billy, but Henry Ford is hilarious. Henry. Henry's a great name for that tractor. I think that would work. But, you know, the Big Blue and Old Blue, those are two good ones as well. And, I mean, really all the names are good. Donkey's just hilarious. So, yeah, I don't know. Those are, we got a few options there. Anyway, let's go back to, we have it on 5x speed. I'm hoping that we'll be able to give our cows some silage soon. It is at 97% still. I think it'll probably jump to 100. But for now, let's actually get Heidi. And what are we going to do? We need to give our cows some grass, I believe. Yeah, so we can give them some grass. We have the water topped off. So actually, you know what? I think I'm just going to fast forward time because there's not much else to do. Unfortunately, for once, I can't imagine anything to do on the farm, which is really, really rare. So we don't even have that much manure in there to scrape out. It's all gone. I guess we could break in the manure fork. Maybe we'll do that. And then I will probably, after doing this, I will probably meet you guys on the other side after we have... Oh, yeah, look at that. We got some good manure. I will probably meet you guys on the other side after I have, fast forward time enough where we can get the silage. Okay, come on, cows. Come on. All right, there we go. They moved for us. Whoops. Oh, no, I didn't mean to. Oh. Anyway, actually, you know what? Can we do this? That would make manure. Actually, you know what? I was going to just dump it in the pit over the edge, but we might as well go right inside the manure spreader, right? Why not? Although this will get full of snow, so we're probably going to have to pull that into a shed for the winter. I don't want that getting snowed in. Although, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? Let's leave the Manitou, pronouncing it correctly, here. And for now... Actually, no. You know what? Let's leave the manure fork here. And we are going to go get ready for giving our cows some silage. So let's just pull on in. Well, not too far in, but right about there. There we go. And let's make sure we are not going to hit anything with our brand new Manitou. Raise up a little bit. All right. We are doing stuff. Hopefully, by the time I get over there, I doubt it. That'd be great to have that silage done. You know, I just had a thought. I don't need... The buttons, I don't know why I don't do this before, but the buttons I use the most, I need to put on the telehandler. So I could actually have, since I use the joystick for, what I'm doing now, the camera movement, I can actually put the buttons for the telehandler raise and lower over there. So that way, because like some of them over there are just for headlights. Like how often do I need to turn my headlights on? Not very often. So... Or even that button, like for attaching things, why do I need attaching over on the side console? It'd be a lot easier to use the buttons on the side console than switching to and from my mouse all the time. I think that would be much more preferable. So for now, though, let's actually turn that off. We're going to have to grab Heidi because, remember, Heidi is the only one that has the shovel. Right now, we were using the shovel for scooping out the, you know, cleaning up the cow area. So since we are here, let's, should I, what's the cleanliness? Oh, we're at 97%. Okay, let's just, whoops, I keep, yeah, again, wrong buttons. I need to change. Well, this isn't going to work if I can't go backwards. Neither of my direction reversal buttons are working. Spacebar, or I also have a button for direction reversal over on the side console. All right, let's see if that, yeah, see, it works now. I don't know. I guess just restarting the game. While I was there, I took the time to remap a couple keybinds. So let's see, let's just try to figure this out. So that is raise and lower, and this is the bucket. And then I think for my front loader, I also mapped that as well. So I think this should help me greatly with being a little bit smoother on the controls. It means that I can keep my right hand on the side console instead of trying to flip over to the left side of the desk where my keyboard's at. So I think this will be, you know, this will greatly benefit us. I think this will be great. It might be a little bit ugly as I get it figured out, but oh, you know what? Should we move? Let's see. Well, first of all, let's get the seasons console out of there. I don't think, oops, and we accidentally hit the headlights. Well, okay, let's get the bucket out of there first. Not the bucket, the drawing a blank. The mixing wagon. Wow, could not think of that. Let's get that out of there first. And we are full of straw. We might have to dump out some of the straw first to get the right ratio. I'm not sure if, let's see, we have 9,000 liters in there so far, and we are with that 60% full. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to have the right ratio here. So let's go in and try to dump what straw we can, because otherwise I don't think we will be able to get this correct. So let's try to... I think we can make this turn. Is that good? Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to tell sometimes with depth perception. Let's see how our wagon's doing. Yeah, I think we're good there. All right, so, whoops. And yeah, of course, then I hit something on the front end. Okay, let's try unloading here. And let's see. So it's mainly just unloading the straw right now. And that should be actually pretty good. I think we took around 2,000 liters. Yeah, we took... I just tried to see if I could give them grass as well. We took around 2,000 liters, and I'm hoping that we'll have enough silage to be able to add now to make the ratios a little bit better. All right, let's get on over. Okay, just got to remember there's the front loader arm and the bucket right there. Actually, while I am here, let's get in the Manitou that we don't have a name for yet and see if I did this right. Okay, there we go. I like it. I think this will really help make things a little bit smoother. All right, I think those controls work out nicely. Let's hop back into Heidi. Actually, let's first go up here and see what the 99%. Okay, we just got a little bit more waiting to do. All right, the waiting is complete. And I actually did cheat and fast forward time a little bit just so, I mean, what, I'm going to sit here and go get a cup of coffee while I'm waiting for it to ferment. I like realism, but sometimes you have to make concessions. So let's get back into Heidi here and start loading up. Okay, let's try things out with my new system here. So we want to lower, and it might be a little while before I get this. Okay, well, maybe not really. Those of you who are not used to more realistic mod, well, the volume of a bucket, actually, if you think about it, here, I'll just show you an example. The default Giants volume of a bucket. Let's look at that real quick. Front loaded. This little small bucket, Giant says could hold, well, I don't remember because the, right there, fill trigger tools. Yeah, that's right. So this is the default Giants, almost 2,000 liters in this little small bucket. 2,000 liters in that small bucket. Okay, now compare that size to this tipper. The smallest tipper can hold 10,000 liters. 10,000 liters in here. So you're telling me that 5 of these buckets would fill up that trailer? No, I don't think so. So Daryl actually went through and measured the volume of all these buckets and made them realistic. So we can fit 700 liters in this bucket. And I really did not think this out right, did I? Because we've got a lot of, what, like a 25-point turn to get to the thing there. Okay, let's... Okay, so we have 1 or 2 more buckets, and I think we are good with TMR there. It's actually fine that it's a little bit straw heavy if that gets the ratios, because we have more than enough straw. So lower and lower. There we go. Let's try it from inside the cab this time. And let's scoop up. There we go. Let's lift the bucket. Let's lift and head back. So let's try to get this. Actually, if I make a turn here, I think I can actually make a 2-point turn instead of a 27-point turn. All right, so we are back up. Let's lift it up. And although that is a little bit unrealistic, why is that mixing without a tractor? That doesn't seem right. Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah, this this view's not really going to work, is it? I don't know how you would do this in real life. I guess lean outside the cab, maybe. Okay, so we need a little bit more silage. Oh, whoops. I made that mistake. Straw's on the bottom. Hay is on the top. That's right. I don't know why I thought it was different than that. You have to have, if anything, you know, you just need a little bit of straw. The, oh, you know, I'm talking about in-game proportion. The, you need more hay than you have straw, if anything. They can be equal, but I don't think you can have more straw than hay. I don't know why I thought it was different. So let's get on back here. Whoops. Almost took it a little bit too bad there. Okay, we'll stop first and then put it in drive. And here we go. Okay, our ratios are just about right. I think we'll put in a little bit more, one more load of silage just to even things out a little bit more and use up a little bit more of this silage. I think that will be good. All right, let's hop back inside the cab. Trying to, I'm trying to remember these buttons that I set for the. Yeah, I don't think my bucket was lowered enough. There we go. Okay. Use the clutch a little bit too much there. Eventually, I'll get these controls right. It's just a little bit too much thinking at this moment. All right. Whoop, don't want to dump. I want to raise. There we go. And, well, a little bit too far. Let's go back and dump. There we go. I'm getting the hang of these controls now. Okay, let's dump this mixture. Let's get that cow productivity up. Even though we do only have just a few cows, we want to make sure that they are well taken care of. I think that actually we will take the front loader off Heidi just to make that turn a little bit easier. No, you know what? We're going to leave it here. Yeah, it's fine. That's too much trouble to take off the front loader. We don't need to, you know what? If we just drive carefully, that's fine. So let's make a strong cut. I don't think that's going to be what we want. We want to be able to just back this thing up. So I think that getting a little bit closer like that would be much more beneficial to us. And let's hook up, and there we go. Yeah, see, it's kind of weird. It was already mixing. Why did it mix when there's no tractor attached? That's kind of weird. All right, let's get this thing backed on in. And whoa, oh, I forgot. I forgot there was one more pull there. I thought we already cleared it. All right, let's go on straight like that, and I think that should do it. if I go the right direction. Okay, here we go. We'll just keep it in V1 here while we load. And all right. There we go. Now we're loading the silage. We are unloading that silage. Watching that cow productivity go up. Revving the engine at max RPM. That PTO, where that PTO is working, when it's dumping, that's a lot of power on this little tractor. The TW would probably be a little bit better job for this operation, and we could actually use them in tandem. It'd be easier, then we wouldn't have to, you know, unhook and rehook up a tractor to the mixing wagon. So that's probably what we'll actually go do in the future. And I think we are just about at the end. Okay, I guess we got to go backwards. Probably go a little bit faster. Let's change it to medium. There we go. We are empty, and wow, that was actually all of it. That was all of it. Let's look at how full the cows are. Granted, they didn't have any silage before or power food, so yeah, I still don't know how that works where you give them power food and silage, and the power food, somehow part of it becomes silage. I don't know how that works. Anyway, I guess we could just go give them a bucket of silage instead of making more power food. That'd probably be the best thing, actually. Let's go give them a bucket of silage. And then the cows would be good, I think. All right. There we go. V3 is okay for this. And I do think, even though it doesn't matter that much, I don't like the idea of that sitting out in the rain and the snow all winter long. Since we're not using it, you know, if it's just summer, if it's a few rains here and there when we're not using it, I think that's fine. But I think instead we will pull that on over to the, you know, the shed there where the Ford is currently. I think that's probably a good option to leave it. Okay, here we go. So it didn't snow yet today. I'm kind of shocked about that. It was supposed to snow, but well, the day's not over yet. Let's get a better view here. Let's just pull right next to the bale trailer. And got going a little bit the wrong way. It was almost just about perfect. There we go. That is good like that. And let's just disconnect you. We'll go get one load of silage, and then we will run over and get the Ford. I'll probably bring the Ford back and hook it up to the mixing wagon there. I'm not sure really what else we'll use the Ford for. Well, actually, we'll probably use the Ford for whenever the cow prices go down. We'll put the run hours on that Ford, making the trip to and from the store, because that, you know, oh, well, goodness, that was a little bit ugly. Sorry about that. That is probably, whoops. Oh, man, I'm just, okay, I'll remember this one of these days. That's probably the best way to use the Ford. We don't want to put the run hours on Frederick or, you know, Fritz if the Ford will make it up the hill. There's a couple big hills, but I think the Ford should be just fine on those. So we'll probably do that. And let's, oh, look at that. Wife just turned on the lights, getting ready for dinner. Just about done for the day. It's actually kind of a nice welcome relief that we will be done early today for once. And okay, I guess that's good enough. Let's dump it on in there. Can't really get too much closer. And let's take a look at, whoops. Now the whole depth perception thing. Oh, I'm so horrible at that. Okay, so now the cows are in the green with silage. So I think that is as good a thing as any. That is better than anything. Okay, here we go. Let's leave. Let's see, what were we going to do? Oh, that's right. We were going to go grab the manure wagon. Let's go get that sucker. And let's just put it away in the shed. And then we'll bring the Ford back and get that ready for some more silage action. And we'll probably have to, whenever we want to use Heidi for the bucket, we will have to walk over there to that building. But for now, oh goodness, just the weight of this. Probably, yeah, want to lower gear there. All right. Look at that. That wagon is huge. That is a huge manure spreader. It might be a little bit too big for our farm, but whatever. We bought it anyway. That's kind of the theme of our farm, right? Like bigger equipment than what we need. Make ourselves go broke. That's kind of how we operate around here, I guess. Not intentionally, but I don't know. We'll see. I think that the equipment we have strikes a nice balance between realism and, you know, making the game fun. Because in real life, you know, I was playing my map while testing, and in real life, our equipment is so much smaller than the equivalent equipment I am. Oh, look at that sound. I love this tractor. I am so glad you guys suggested to... Whoops. Wait a minute. I want to leave the bale trailer here. Okay. There we go. And let's drop you off. It's nice to see an empty bale trailer. Let's just go this way around, just so we can get a good look at the finished shed. What do you guys think? Look at that shed in the sunlight. That looks pretty nice. That is a nice addition to the farm. I am really excited about that. All right, here we go with the Ford, driving that back across the lot to get the mixing wagon, or whenever the cow prices drop, that's when we're going to start ferrying cows to and from the farm. So I look forward to that. That'll be a fun job with this tractor. My brother will probably do most of it, but we'll probably do the first one just because it's my farm and my brother's a contractor and I get to drive the tractor first. No, I don't know. That's actually, that's probably how it would work in real life. But anyway, what am I doing? I don't want this one. Wrong trailer. Man. Definitely not a move my brother would have made. He would have been smarter. Okay, here we go. There we go. If you guys are unfamiliar with... You know what? Let's just park it right there. I think that's... we'll actually hook it up and back it in. Just a little bit more. If you guys are unfamiliar with that, that is called the Draw Mixing mod. If you look in the Farming Simulator mod hub under scripts, it is really nice because you can, look at that, you can see the levels without having to, oh, I gotta hold on. I gotta hop inside the tractor, hop out of my telehandler, and hop inside the tractor just to see what the levels are. Yeah, that's a little bit, I don't know. That's a little bit unrealistic. But anyway. I mean, it's unrealistic, you know the exact percentages anyway, but, you know, it is realistic that you would have an idea of, like, okay, a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that, without having to get inside a separate vehicle. Like, what does that do for you in real life, you know? So, anyway, we are moving this just a little bit further back. I actually did not mean to untarp the whole thing. I think that is a byproduct of driving too deep into the pit, so... I know I've read that that would actually cause the silage to spoil because it is now exposed to the air. So we would have to use this up really quickly in real life. But, you know, also in real life, you can control how far back you roll the tarp. I wouldn't take off the entire stupid tarp. So I'm not going to use all this in a few days. And I'm not going to feel bad about letting it go to waste because in real life, again, I wouldn't have rolled the tarp back all the way. That's just the stupid game mechanic doing that. So... I guess we can leave the Manitou. You know what? It's going to snow. So let's just get our brand new equipment out of the elements here. Let's actually look how the headlights look. That's actually pretty good. I like that. So let's move that one back. Let's move the arm all the way back. Let's just pull a U-turn here. This is what this thing is good for after all, right? Being able to pull, look at that tight turning radius. That is impressive. I am so happy we decided to get a telehandler, guys. And I'm happy you voted this one in. I think the Merlot would have been great as well, but this one is... Oh, okay. So that is mostly out of the elements. So I think that that's about all we can do today. It actually did not snow today. That was, again, that was surprising. So, yeah. Wow. It did not snow. Oh, wait. No, it's supposed to snow tomorrow? No, it was supposed to snow today. Did the forecast change for tomorrow? Wait a minute. No. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. It's not supposed to snow today. That's just the designation that it's winter. I don't know what I was thinking there. I got today and tomorrow confused. So, anyway, there's not a lot to do in the winter. I think that I will... probably just take a few days easy, kicking in the house, reading a nice, good book, and let my brother have the same time off. The next metric will be, I'll probably check back in with you guys when this price drops. Remember, it does in the late fall, early winter, it is higher, but once it drops below in the winter stage 2 and stage 3, it gets a lot cheaper. And as soon as we see it get cheaper than 5,000, then we will start buying cows. There is one point, if you look at the historic graph there, it looks like there's one point in the summer where it is a little bit lower than the later stages of winter, but it doesn't look too much lower. So I think that we're still getting, you know what, we'll be happy with the good deal that we're getting at a bargain in the late winter. So I think that's probably when we'll buy most of our herd, the rest of our herd. And we already have the seed bought for next year. We do need to save just a few bucks for manure because the manure that we're going to spread our fields with, we're going to have to buy. We're not going to have enough manure to cover our fields and fertilize them ourselves. So that's what we're going to have to do. But I think that the rest of the money can go to cows because we have everything our farm needs. I really should offload that straw from the trailer into the shed, but you know what? We've worked hard in the fall. We've worked hard moving from France to the UK up here. So I think I'm just going to take it a little bit easy for a few days. And I'll see you guys back in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give a thumb and subscribe if you have not. And I appreciate all the subscribers and the comments. And don't forget to vote on the poll for the name of the Ford and the Manitou. All right, guys. Thanks again. Thanks for staying tuned. That is just a beautiful, look at that. That moon, the moon rise. I almost called it a moonset. It's not a moonset, it's a moonrise. Hold on. Let's look out over here, over the pasture. Actually, instead of looking the scenic outlook, I think we'll just get a good look at our farm. It's fun to see how our farm has grown there with all of the additional buildings that we have built. We've really turned this into a home, and it's starting to feel like home. France, it's sad to leave that Liberté Monde, but it took a little while to set in. Even despite the amazing views that this map has to offer, it just didn't feel like home until now. It's starting to settle in a little bit. So again, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, one of these days I will say goodbye and then actually just shut up and get off the air instead of keeping on talking and showing you other stuff. You guys probably wonder, like, what's he saying goodbye for? There's still 5 minutes left in the episode, but anyway, I'll leave you guys to make fun of me in the chat. Anyway, bye.